Hi folks, this is our Friday newsletter. We're going to have a couple of things to talk about. Number one, I introduced a little insert for the Live to Ride letters to go on the Live to Ride sign. I introduced that in I think the LTS, but it may have been.
Yeah, I think it was the LTS.
But I got a call from Quentin, one of our customers down in Texas, and said, "Can you do that with Western letters?" So I thought, well, sure, if I can get it in the computer, I can do it with the Western letters. So I just wanted to let you know that I made that same little insert, and I made it with the Western letters, in case you want it. Still don't have it up on the website, but we'll have it up soon. So I just wanted to let you know that. Now, Eric got an email from one of our customers the other day about what to do to get in to start business. And we want to touch on some of the points, some of the things that we believe that you should do when you're first starting out in business, in this sign business. So, Eric, you want to come on over here and sit down with me, and we'll do a little discussion on this.
Yeah, we want to do, guys. We want to just have a discussion about this because we get this email every once in a while, stuff like this. This is from Dalton Jacobson, and I'll kind of read most of his email here. It says, "Hey Eric, my name's Dalton Jacobson. I contacted you a few years ago when I first started out, and I haven't missed a video yet," which is pretty scary, actually.
Yeah,
That's pretty scary.
we got a lot of videos.
Yeah, we got a lot of videos. I just want to let you know that the videos are great, and I, like so many others, really appreciate the help. Well, we appreciate the kind words, Dalton.
And the feedback.
And the feedback, we really do. I just had a few questions, and I thought I might maybe you had some tips. My main question would be, what kind of business tips could you offer for starting out? I know that this really isn't your guys' thing, but my main weakness is knowing where to start with the business side of things. I very much want to make this a full-time gig, but can't risk going on my own and quitting my other job yet. Well, I absolutely understand.
Yeah, I do too, because I did the same thing when I first started. I was working. I had and I started making signs and started selling them. As a matter of fact, Eric, when he was a pre-teen, he and his brother were selling them door to door, and I slowly evolved the business. But I think what he's asking is it important to get all your ducks in a row, get all your I's dotted and your T's crossed, get your business license and get all of your, your business insurance and all that stuff? Well, you just don't need to do that.
I know you're getting ahead of yourself, but let me finish this, and then we'll get into that.
Okay.
I just would like some tips on how to start the business and how to handle things like invoices. And I didn't know if you or your dad would be interested in doing a video on that. So this is a great idea for a video. That's why we're here. I love to card and have so much fun and have lots of ideas, but don't know where to start with the business. And I know you're not a lawyer, like you said in your videos, because I've said that a few times. Just didn't know if you had any advice where to start and where to get in contact, who to get in contact with to proceed as a business. As of now, I'm just doing signs, and I get some people interested for family and friends, and just working on a few things myself, kind of honing my skills. And he actually sent some pictures of his signs, which are really cool. This one's really neat. I kind of hold it up so you guys can see it.
Yeah, that should show up.
Really cool little sign. And then this one is, you can't really tell by this, but I'm going to show another version of this. It's really cool. Again, a really cool sign. But to give you an idea of the size of this one, check this out. Look how big that thing is. It's got to be 2 4x8 sheets of plywood. I really don't even know how big it is, but it's huge. Anyway, so Dalton, you're doing some great work, man. Really, really nice signs.
Okay, let's talk about business.
All right, let's get into some business.
If you were starting out today, or if I were, would you rush right down and get a business license and go to the tax people and get a resale number and all that stuff? Would you do that?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
I think that that all that stuff has to be done eventually if you have a building, thriving big business. But here's the thing, guys, when you're starting out, you got one thing in mind, and that's sales. Sales.
Just use as an example, you can go to flea markets and garage sales and do sales. You don't need a business license, you don't need all of the different things.
Our opinion, by the way.
Yeah, this is our opinion.
We're not lawyers or accountants.
But I started my sign business in my garage. I didn't bother to go to the city to get a business license. It was just something I didn't want to do. I didn't want to get involved in city administration things, and because they'll come up with fees and regulations, inspections and all that stuff. You just don't need that when you're starting out.
To give you another example, I was up in Oatman. You guys know I was up there. I was a sign carver in Oatman for 6 years. I never got a business license, an Oatman business license. All my business, most of it was done with cash. Now, I kept track of exactly how much I made, and I reported that on my taxes. I absolutely
Yeah, we're not advising you to evade taxes.
Oh, no, no, no.
We're just advising you that you don't need all of the rules and regulations that the tax-supported people will come up with to try to make you toe a line of some kind. You just don't need that.
And as another example, when we left California, when Dad left California and came out here to Arizona about 10 years before I did. But when we finally left our little town over there in California, just to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce, they wanted to know how much your gross was. When we first joined the Chamber of Commerce, it was $75 a year. By the time we were done, 25 years later, they wanted to know how much our gross was so they could get a percentage of it. It's just crazy. Again, we're not attorneys, we're not lawyers.
These are people that are on the dole. They're living off of the taxpayer.
Let's not get political.
Yeah,
but anyway,
to that.
You guys understand. Our opinion is you got one job that is your main job. That's sales. That's find a niche, like we talked about on video 100. Find a niche. Find something where you can go out and you can do something and create sales.
And remember, there is no problem that you have that can't be answered by additional sales.
No business.
Any problem.
No business problem. Business problem.
Well,
personal problems.
Almost any problem can be answered with more money, but any of your business problems can be answered with additional sales.
Yeah, so you guys don't get all, and I know a lot of you guys are analytical and you like to do everything by the book, and again, hey, it's your business. You can do it however you want.
Nothing wrong with that.
But from our perspective, get out there and make sales. Figure out what your niche is going to be. Go to the flea markets, however you're going to do it. Again, we've got so many ideas back on 100. As far as invoicing goes, QuickBooks, we use QuickBooks for decades. We use QuickBooks. If you want to do invoicing and you're doing dealer business and you want to do invoicing, use QuickBooks. It's great. It's easy to use. And if you want help with your taxes, you can get a CPA or an accountant, but you definitely want to claim all of the income that you're making on your taxes, but don't get weighed down by all of what society says business has to have as far as business licenses and all of that stuff. It's just, in our opinion, again.
And if you're going to claim every dollar you make, you have to claim every exemption that you can have to any expense that you have, no matter how small.
Yeah.
Keep track of your expenses, because if you're going to claim your income, you're entitled to claim your expenses to offset that.
Right, and there's all kinds of there's tax programs and all kinds of ways you can do that. A mileage book, so every mile that you drive, anyway, get tax advice, but don't get weighed down by the idea that you have to have everything, all this stuff figured out before you start making money. Go the other way around. Start making money first.
Then
you can figure that stuff as you work on
the rest of it out.
Yeah, as you get down the road and you get to you have to buy a building and all. There'll be plenty of time for that. Right now, just worry about making money and putting food on the table. That's the most important thing. And finding your niche again, like video 100 is. So
You've answered a lot of that stuff on Video 100.
yeah, this is one where we went back and forth. I know you remember it, and we showed pictures, and
Right.
we went back and forth, and we had, I don't know, 15 or 20 ideas
Yeah,
apiece.
because if I were starting, and I've told people this that call me on the phone, if I were starting all over again, I wouldn't start the way I did. I'd start with a niche. Maybe just stall signs. There's like 120 million horses in this country. If you had 1/10 of 1% of that business for stall signs, you'd be busy all the time.
Yeah,
You know, pets is another
yeah,
good one.
pets is another one.
Just
Real estate people. I know my sister Renee and Steve. They sell a lot of signs to. But anyway, back on 100 video newsletter 100, we go over all different kinds of things, and there are thousands beside that. You know, boat owners, transom signs on for
main thing
boats.
though is to get your business started and start making signs. Figure out what you want to do, but start making signs and start making some money. Get QuickBooks, put it on your computer, keep track of your business, and just start out small and stay small, as small as you can. Now, we do a pretty good business, but it's just Eric and I and Vicky. We don't want to get huge. At one time we had close to a dozen people working, but I don't want to do that anymore. And we do almost as much now as when we had a dozen people working for us. So that's just a little side bit there.
But we're not advocating the other thing on that letter. We're not advocating going out and quitting your job. Keep your job, do this on the side. Most of you are doing this because you like to do it anyway. And so, you know, you're better off out there in the garage or in your shed or in your shop, your little wood shop, making sawdust than, in my opinion, than wasting your time watching TV.
If you're watching TV, you're helping somebody else's career. If you're carving signs, you're helping yourself.
Anyway, that's just our little speech on that. We don't watch much TV anymore. In fact, we turned it off. But anyway, what else? I think we kind of
I think we pretty much covered it. We'll probably get some questions on it, and you know, feel free to send us questions. Something you want an answer to something that we didn't answer. Send us an email. Send us a question.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone and call us. We're here to help if we can.
Yeah. So again, that's kind of our take on the whole deal. If you can gather some, you know, some of our experience off of that and use it to your benefit, hey, that's the reason we do it. So I guess we'll
And don't forget that the internet is where the future of business is.
Yeah.
Unless you're Ford Motor Company or something like that, but for small business, to keep your expenses down and to make as much as you can for the time you put in, the internet is still the place where the future is.
And specifically, as far as my feeling, specifically social media. You know, there's
Absolutely.
just unbelievable ways to create visibility on your business and your signs and your niche.
Some of you are not techno savvy. That is, you don't really know what the you know, social media and the Pinterest and all that stuff is, but your kids or your grandkids do. So if you need to, call them in. Say, this is what I want to do. How do I do it?
Yeah.
Or take a course in it. There are courses available for email marketing. For internet marketing. Don't get sucked into spending a lot of money on one of these courses.
Right.
But you can learn internet marketing just by going on the internet and just playing around on it. So
Yeah, and
that's where the future is on the internet.
And the social media stuff is absolutely unbelievably huge. We've made mistakes many times and spent thousands of dollars on SEO. And I'm not saying that SEO doesn't work. We've
Tell
tried
them what SEO is.
Oh, SEO, search engine optimization. That's where you spend, where we spent a whole bunch of money and tried to get our website to show up in the searches, Google searches and whatnot. And hey, maybe some of you guys know how to do SEO and you're great at it. Hey, that's terrific. We're not. We tried to hire people several times to do it, paid them untold amounts of money, and it benefited one business, and it wasn't ours, let's say. So
We did, it was a learning experience.
Yeah.
We learned something from it, but
We learned.
it didn't do us any good as far as sales was
yeah.
concerned.
So
Everything that we've done as far as sales is things that we've gone on and learned and then did ourselves.
and social media is the way to go. The new platforms out there, Facebook of course is. A lot of you actually are viewing us because you might have seen our little ad on Facebook, our little 16-second video. The dogs are right outside the door, in case you didn't know that. We'll be out in a minute, guys. Hold on. Anyway, you might have seen our little Facebook ad. We've got lots of brand new friends on Facebook, and then now have become subscribers to our channel, and we appreciate that. They're raising heck out there. I don't know what's going on out there. Anyway. All right, you guys, we'll sign off for now. So hope that helps somebody. If you have questions, comments, put them on here, or my email will be on the screen here somewhere, or give us a call. We'd be happy to help any of you guys. You have any questions of stuff that we didn't answer, or any other anything else that we can help with, just let us know. All right?
All right,
You
son.
done?
Good
Okay.
job.
We're done. So we'll see you tomorrow morning on Coffee and Questions. I'll get up and shut the camera off.
All right.
Okay. Good job, Dad.